I would send you regarding a correct sitting position. So when we're sat correctly, what we should be sat on is at what's called our ischial tuberosities, which are these two bones here. What happens when we sit on these is it would create a nice wide base of support, so everything else on top can sit quite easily and you're not trying to fight sit in that position. Normal sitting position that people tend to adopt are tend to overcorrect by trying to sit nice and tall, or tend to give up the fight and then just slump. Either of these two positions creates imbalances and makes some part of your system work too hard, and it's not a normal sitting position really. So what we need to do is make sure that we sit on our ischial tuberosities, and this creates a nice triangle, so a nice wide base at the bottom, and everything else above that can just sit quite nicely. So what we need to do is stretch out the muscles that, or your perineum, which sits between your ischial tuberosities. Because often when we've sat up too tall for too long, or slumped down for too long, your perineum underneath gets quite tight. So we need to then stretch that out. So by placing one hand on your opposite knee, and then you're going to scoop your hand underneath to find that ischial tuberosity or your bottom bone. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull your bottom bone backwards and sideways. So in effect, we're doing that. And your knee should be nice and free. Don't push down through the floor when you're trying to find this position. And then just sit on your hand and then just let go. Okay, so you're going to keep that side there now, and then we'll do the opposite side. So then find your ischial tuberosity again. You're going to pull it outwards and backwards, and then release that hand. And now you should find that you sat nice and sort of what we'll call plonked really. So in this position, you've got a nice wide base of support. Even if you want to slump, can't really slump that far. And then I'm already sat in a good upright position. If you remember where your pubic bone is sat over your sternum. Now over time, you don't have to. If you've not sat like this for a while, which a lot of us haven't, then sometimes you need that stretching. So the first position that I've just shown you, you need to use that first. But over time, what you can then do is you can then just sit down and then just find it by doing that instead. Okay, so have a practice, and any problems or any queries you've got, then just email me on jenny@blizzardphysiotherapy.co.uk, and that's 1Z in Blizzard.